Hey, how's it going, Ahmad? Or I want to make sure, I hope I put the emphasis on the right syllable, as they say. How's it going? Ahmad or Ahmad, either one. Whichever one is correct. I apologize for not knowing off the top of my head. Um, you've got a whole bunch of different questions here, so we're gonna run through them gauntlet style and see what we can come up with. Tips for hiring an awesome WordPress team. I would say find people you like to work with and who, honestly, when it comes to WordPress support, a lot of the times I'll look for people who have worked in other service industries before, uh, people who know what it's like to work with customers and the demands that can have. Uh, I never used the job listing. Actually, I take that back. The very first employee I hired, who was more of a personal assistant, Heather, she's amazing. Uh, she helped build everything. She was the very first hire I ever made. That came from a job posting, but I also knew her from a former life. Um, Everybody else has either contacted me directly or has been referred by somebody else on our team. Uh, so in terms of like actually seeking out help, I'm not not real helpful there, uh, but yeah, that's yeah, definitely for support specifically, look for people who have worked in customer support before, even if it wasn't in a WordPress type world. How much should a startup founder pay for the first support guy and the first dev that they hire? That's a tricky question. I think it depends a lot on the actual business you're running. Like I said, my first hire was an administrative person because I was spending way too much time. I was spending way too much time uh, building my business to answer all the emails and field all the customer things that were coming. So that was an important hire for me. And then after that, it kind of just depends on um, what exactly your needs are. I mean, I guess in the context of WordPress specifically, I think from what I've seen, junior PHP developers probably start around 40K. Support people maybe a little bit less than that. But it, yeah, I think once you find the right person, then you figure out what they need in terms of compensation to be an all-in member of your team. How much time do I spend running WP Site Care? A lot. Typical day is 15 hours, usually 5 days a week. So about 80 hours. I don't generally work too much on weekends, which is a big shift. I do work a lot during the week. Do I take holidays off? Yeah, we follow the Costco holiday calendar, so pretty much just the major federal holidays. For the most part, I don't work those days. Do I believe in what they call work-life balance? I love this question, and the answer is absolutely not. I don't believe in work-life balance. I'm a very much seasons of life guy, I guess is what I'd call it. So the idea here is that we're putting in a lot of work now, time away from the family, time away from those things, so that in 15 years we've built something that will give me a lot more freedom than other people who are, in their late 40s or early 50s. That's the idea. That's what we're working toward. I hope we get there. But I definitely think that being able to be everybody to be that person for every single piece of your life isn't realistic. That said, at the drop of a hat, I would be, I would, if my wife Jackie asked me to quit WP Site Care tomorrow, I'd be done with WP Site Care because family ultimately is the most important thing to me. But right now in this season of life, I have to be kind of all in on the work side. One or two things you would have done differently or would advise a new startup in reference to the WP market. Things I would have done differently, I would have gotten a lot of the administrative stuff in order first. I was a technician. I didn't know a lot about running a business. I didn't know a lot about finances. I knew how to generate revenue, but there are a lot of things that go along with that, right? Taxes and all those different things. Had I done it all over again, I would have gone through that whole process differently and been more organized in it. Right now, we hire outside help for that. Balance Virtual. There's a little plug for Bree. She's amazing. But that's something I wish I would have had established better from the very beginning. How's the recovery from bad SEO? Okay, so for those of you who haven't heard, last December we got hit with a negative SEO campaign, hurt some rankings. We dropped about 20% of our site traffic, which sucked really bad. We've recovered and then some. We worked. It took a lot of time and a lot of effort from Rob on my team and myself to kind of counteract everything that was happening there, but we're in good shape now. Which platform do you use to provide support and why? We use Help Scout. We just built a cool integration of Help Scout that sits in your WordPress dashboard. The reason we use it is because it's simple enough that we can bring on new people quickly and have them learn and adopt it, but it's robust enough at the same time that we can, it has an open API that we can kind of do some fun things with it that make our support more efficient and easier to follow. Definitely check out the Help Scout crew and check out their blog too. That's prime content. Definitely something that startup type folks should be reading. I hope that answers everything well. If you have any follow-up questions, want clarity on anything, just let me know. That was a lot to cover, but I'm so glad you came by. Thanks.